So we are good to go now. I think my network has been restored. Everything is cool now. Great, great. Yeah, because that was weird, right? That was really, really weird. Let's refresh everything. Let's refresh our pages. All right. So what were we doing? We were trying to build this Elementor template, right? And so far, this is the JSON element that we are trying to build. This is a JSON element that we are trying to build. So I'm going to add this image here. This is the image I was trying to upload that it didn't work. So I'm going to check if I have it now. So I'm going to open and add the image. All right. So as well as we are trying to also generate some images. And also what I was trying to do before my network messed up was I was trying to add these elements to the menu. So this is where you add element to your menu. All you need is to go to appearance. Sometimes you might be using UAE. If you're using UAE, it probably has a different way of adding element to the menu. So you need to understand what you're doing. So I'm going to add this to my menu so that at least we have some menu bar. And this can leave because this is like just a dummy menu. So I'm just going to remove it from my navigation. And let's see. The images are very heavy. It's 1 MB. It's not too heavy for a website like what I'm building. But you wouldn't want to be using images like 1 MB really. This is 2 MB. It's somehow still heavier. So this is what I've done now. Added these images. This is programs page. So we are editing the programs page. And going to make sure I align these elements properly. So when you want to align elements, you can look at your layers, and I'm going to just drag and change the alignment so you can see it was very easy to change the positionings of the text. When you're done, you click on publish. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to generate image. Okay, I'm going to generate images for this program. So I'm going to take a screenshot, and I'm going to give ChatGPT the screenshot. I'm going to write my prompts. Okay. So I'm going to insist that I want just prompts. I don't want it to generate images. I think initially it's created images. I don't want image. I just wanted to show you that I can also use GPT to generate image, but for some reason, I want to work fast. I use this for reasoning and I use other models to generate image. So the model that I use, I'm not sharing that screen. So unfortunately, but it still works the same. All right, so I'm just going to make sure I create two images here and I leave one. I'm going to create two images with the model, and I'm going to use ChatGPT to create one image so that you can all follow up. Okay, so this is all you need to do. Write your prompts and generate the image. So you can see it has used the image creation skill. So the moment I click on it, it will start generating images for me to use. Okay, so I think one of my images are ready. So I'm just going to check it out. It's probably this graphic design. I'm going to upload the image. I think ChatGPT's images are very, very heavy because it doesn't optimize it. Cool graphics. So can you start over? How can I start over, please? Okay, so what I can do is I can share this template as well. So I don't know how I'm going to share this template, but I can share this template as a whole. All you need is to import it and you can use it. Right. So let me go ahead and check if my other images are ready. Good graphics. Hmm. You don't worry. Stay with me. Stay with me. So this is how I get my inspiration. So if you're wondering, this is Google Stitch. Okay, so you can just like write your prompt. Let AI create a prompt and use Google Stitch to generate wireframes. Okay, so from the wireframes, then you can use AI to generate your designs. Okay, I think I'm getting similar images. I'm going to check the images. So, okay, I just duplicated this one. I'm going to delete it and find the right one. So I'm going to also check if this GPT image is ready. Then I'm going to save this image. So I like to multitask a lot. I try and work using different models because I mean AI will take time to work. So if you're waiting on one model to complete something for you, then you will probably waste a lot of time. So let me add this in. This is the reason why I don't like to use ChatGPT to generate images. It will just blow everything up and I'll see what I'm getting and it's out of proportion. That is not what I wanted. So just have to go back and get the prompt again. So the next page I'm going to work on is a history page. So fortunately you cannot see the other screens, but I'm doing a lot behind the scenes. A lot such as trying to let AI write templates for me to use. So I'm just trying to change the image because the one I got from ChatGPT, it's messed up. I don't like the dimensions of it. So yeah, I guess I had a different model generate the size properly for me so that I can control what I get out of it. So I think I'm just going to use the image from ChatGPT for this section because it looks like it will work well looking at the size of it. Yeah. So this dimensions you can just tweak, right? You can just tweak, go to the advanced. Okay, you can see it has a padding of 20. So when I took away the paddings, it just closes out, right? So sometimes you just have to work around the advanced order styles to get things done. So I'm just going to also add some icons here. So this is visual communication. Visual communication. I like to use the icons library because they are fast, lightweight. So visual communication, right? Let's say something that works, right? If you don't have any idea, you can also ask AI as always. Okay, so I'm going to ask it to keywords, okay, so that I can search with the keywords. Right. So the keyword says visual design, graphic design, I. Okay, so let's see if we can get something with the I. Okay, so it makes sense. And this design, I'm going to choose the palette as always, and I'm going to click on publish. So I'm going to share the link for cool graphics. He asked for the link and I think it's clicked me. So I'm going to find the link of the design or the other page and I'm going to share the link. This is the link of the page. So I'm going to share it in the chat so that you can just check it out. So let me check it out here. All I need is check. And this is one of the pages that I created earlier on. See, it's kind of similar. Right? I don't know what this is here for, but I'm going to work on this. And for header and footer, you can use a template or you can use UA. So UA is this is UA, so it's used to create headers and footer. So I'm going to create a footer right now. I'm going to add a new footer. New footer, right? And I'm going to check the settings, footer, display on the entire website. We're going to publish it. So after publishing, what I need to do is edit with Elementor. So after editing with Elementor, I'm going to now work on it individually, but sometimes just need to get my inspirations ready. So I'm going to create something like this with the logo. I'm not going to use this text. I'm going to use the logo and this is supposed to be 30th anniversary or 70th anyway. And the quick links and a few quick links here and contacts here. So I'm going to have three columns, right? One, two, three. So sometimes you need to understand the design direction before you even start building. So I'm going to add my first column here, and I'm going to duplicate this column twice. I'm going to change the direction. Okay. So if you're following, this is like me building from scratch. This is how you build every page from scratch. If that is how you're going by. And I'm going to add an image here. So the image is where I get my logo. Let me go and find the logo. I don't have a logo here. So I'm going to go to my files. Okay, and I'm going to find my logo. There's a logo here for the 30th anniversary. So this is the logo. I'm going to add the logo. Yes, please. UA is a plugin, right? So I have downloaded it. So if you need to use it, you have to download it. So all you need is to go to plugins. This is where you go and plugins, right? So install plugin. Let me cancel and let me save this one first before. Okay, let me save the menu. Then plugins, add a plugin. Okay, then you search for UAE. This is it. So you download it and activate it, then you start using. I sometimes don't enjoy using plugins to build because I don't know, they are kind of, I don't know what they were to use. Let's say latency, right? Latency, I don't like it. So yeah. So I'm building my footer. I'm going to add three columns. And here I'm going to put a text here. And let me just reduce the size. You can reduce by reducing the container itself, okay? Or you can touch on the image itself. I mean, the image, I mean, if I say image, I mean this one or the container, it all works the same thing. And I'm going to get my text, right? I don't like to type the text, so I'm just going to take a screenshot. I'm going to ask AI to type it for me, then I'll copy so that I can continue doing other things. By the time I'm done, it will be ready for me. Okay, so I'm going to add links here. Okay, so you see, most of the time they tell you UAE, but most of the things are not free. You need to use their pro. That is why I don't like using page builders like that. So what I'm going to do is go manually. I'm going to add my text and here's for quick links. And I'm going to make it like yeah, H5. I'm going to place it at the center. And this container looks very big, but we are going to work on it later. We can just shrink it. Okay, we can just work on the weight and shrink it. So this is 51, this is 61. Let's see if the text is ready. Okay, so let's copy the text. And we're going to paste the text here. Okay, make sure you don't have any spaces. And this, I need it to be on the same level here. So I'm going to give a spacing padding at the top. So we are going to play around, I think 40, 40. I'm going to give it 45. Yeah, 45. Yeah, so I'll go with 45. Then I'm going to add the text below it. Okay, this happens sometimes. So just if it happens, don't panic. Just go ahead and try and work it out. So after adding my text, I'm going to get HP staff, add the machine and policy. So as usual, I'm going to just let AI give me the text. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and also I just duplicate this side, or you can start over adding everything again. So I can just go ahead and add another, okay? Or because I don't want to work on the, let's say, the padding again, so I'm just going to duplicate it and delete this one. Okay, so let's see if our text is ready. History. I think there's too much spacing here, so I'm going to give it like 0 and see what happens. And I think I'm going to also want to put nest the text in another container. There's too much spacing for my liking. Okay, let's just duplicate it. We can work on that later. Stuff, admissions. So it has to be on the same line, right? So it's either I bring this back or I take everything to the center. So I can just bring it back and shrink. Okay, I can shrink this. So let me just open up and see how it is. Okay. And I can also put like a big gap here. Let me see 70. Okay. So you see I can just give spacing here to make sure there's gaps around here. So with this, I can close the container gaps as well. The moment you can add something, you can also take something out. Okay. So let's go ahead and work on the margin itself. I would want to close the gap. Okay. So um, -20 should be good. Yeah. Same applies to this. Okay, same applies to this. So I think we are going to use different workflows, right? So this is not what we are going to do. We are going to build with another workflow after this. So just stay tuned. We have a lot to catch up. So let me go ahead and add the other text. Okay, let me ask AI to write this one. For some reason, the text looks small. So I'm going to add a divider here. and I'm going to make it full width, Elementor full width. So because it's nested, right? The container it's in is not full width, so the divider cannot just go full width. So yeah, what I have to do is make the container itself full width. Then the divider can stretch out. And the divider itself, I can reduce the gap and make it very tight. And let me work on the container and see. There's no space in here. So what I want to put here is it's just copyright. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want to put there. So fortunately you can't copy everything here. So I don't like to write all this, just gonna waste my time. Okay, so I'm gonna add it to the quick links. And because I was able to work on the margins, right? To work on the margins, I'm also going to duplicate it again instead of doing it. I'm going to just duplicate it. And I'm going to delete this one. Okay, so it stays the same. I'm going to change the contact here. And yeah, it's ready. Let's just copy it. Copy the whole thing and change this. I'm going to also copy the address. And I'm going to copy this PO box. The history. And I'm going to delete the excess. So the footer can be better than this, right? It can be far, far better than this. But this is a good start. You can come back and work on it. Okay. So I think I realized the image is too big and you can crop the image as well. So let's see if you can edit image. And yeah, so you can see there is a lot of spacing around this image. Let's crop this image. Okay, let's crop, apply crop. And let's save edit. Okay. Still didn't make much difference, but it's a good start. So you can find an icon here. Let's put social media icons here. Okay, so now the image cropping works. Interesting. So now I think the filter looks a little bit tighter, right? But I still want to put my icons here. So let's put the icons here. Let me put a container below. And let's search for socials. Okay. A few things that you can get for free. Yeah, so you can put the socials here and can work on the size. You can change the size. You can also adjust the alignment and you can also adjust the colors. Okay, so let's change the colors. You can choose official colors. You can choose for a color scheme. Okay, let's publish this. And yeah, I think we got a footer. And let's preview this. Preview this. Okay. And yeah, you see our footer is here. Good. Okay, so what we don't want is just kissing the edge. So let's go and fix it. Okay, so to fix that, you you wanna preview it here, and you can see you would be able to see that there's a mistake there. Someone would let it be, but that is not what I want. So what I'm going to do is it's on full width, right? It's on full width. That is the big deal. So there are two things that you can do. It's either you change this full width of the full container to boxed, right? And you can see automatically it has been aligned. Or you can undo that and let's put this in the center. Okay, so this also works, right? So let's save this one. Or or all right, let's keep it this way and let's push it to this line. Okay, so you can just work on it manually, but the moment you touch it manually, you can be rest assured that you have to work on it on the mobile or the desktop or the tablet version, because you probably have to push a lot to get it where you want it to be. You see, you can work on it manually. Let's see how it's, you see, and you have to work on it here and here as well. That is like some stress. Okay, so let's try and avoid this. Okay, let's try and avoid this. Let's just put it at the center. But unless it's a must, yeah, if you really want to do that, it's fine. You can just go ahead and do it. And when you do that, you have to make sure you work on everything as well. So I'm going to leave it at the center and publish this page. Okay, so I don't want to work on the header for this page. I'm going to use this global systems header. Okay, um it's a lot more like into details if you are starting to work with global system. So what I'm going to do is, excuse me, I'm going to work on this spacing here. I feel like it's too big, so I'm going to see what is making this space too big like that. Yeah, I think it has a top padding, so I'm going to reduce it. So use something like 40. Okay, so this is good. And this page is the programs page. So let's go to the menu and add programs page to the menu. The menu has not refreshed here because I've not refreshed the page. So the moment I refresh the page, I expect the menu to also refresh on this page. Okay, so you can see the menu or menu items as refreshed. So let's go and work on the menu itself. So with the menu, you need to go to appearance. But mind you, you can also create header and footer. So the way we created the footer, you can as well create header, but I'm not going to use that header. That is why sometimes if you ask, how do you do this? How do you do this? WordPress, there are so many ways of doing things. So you need to understand the direction, what you want to achieve, then you build towards it. So I went to customize, right? If you missed, I just went to customize. don't know how I can go back to that page, but okay, let me try and start over again. So you end up here, you go to customize, not UA, you go to customize, and you go to appearance, customize. Okay, and you can literally customize the header and footer also here, but this is controlled by the theme. So the theme that you use, this is how you control the footer and the header. So I'm going to use the themes header, and I'm going to use UAE's footer on this website. That's how dynamic you can go. So I'm going to pick up a logo. So I'm going to go to my files and find this logo. This is the logo I want to use, or I can literally use this logo as well. The same logo at the footer, right? Let's select it. Because this wasn't cropped, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use the one I have cropped. Okay, so I'm going to use the one I have cropped. Yes. So you can see the size is big, so you can just adjust the width. Okay, still too big, right? So yeah, let's keep it this way. And the call to action, you can change the call to action, right? I'm going to use a phone number. So let's go and get the phone number of the school. Okay. Oh, there's no phone number here. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. Okay. So let's go to the website and get the phone number. Okay. Okay. So this is the phone number. So I'm going to copy this phone number, paste it here, and recopy the phone number. So doesn't mean you have to use phone numbers. Okay. It's just by preference. And there is a code that allows you to call, but this is literally irrelevant on desktop because on desktop you cannot call. It's on mobile that you can call. So I rather change it to contact so that it will lead to the contact page. So sometimes when you are designing, you have to consider all those things, because what is the essence of putting a phone number here when on click it doesn't call, but on phone it will just go directly to call. So if the phone number was here and this button will show on phone, but this button on phone it would hide, it would become a nav or a hamburger. Okay, let me show you that. So I'm going to expand this page. So you can see it has become a hamburger. It is missing. So the phone number is usually probably useless. Okay, so that is why I had to just let it go. Or do I prefer that you do what's best for the clients, not what you want? So I'm going to add another item to the menu. So I'm going to go to the menu and I'm going to add this page, which is the programs page. Add to menu and save menu. I'm having two about pages. So I'm going to inspect the about pages and see what they really are. Okay. Okay. So I think this page is really packed, right? I wanted to show another workflow, but this page is packed. So I'm going to find another page that is a little bit limited, then I show another workflow. So let's see. Okay, I've already built this page. I've already built the template. So let me skip to this page just to show that workflow. Okay, showcase. So let's go and showcase a workflow different from what we've been doing, different from what you're probably used to or what you probably think is possible. So let's add a page here. Showcase, and let's publish this page. So with this, I'm going to work with Chat GPT. Okay, and I'm going to use you can use high, you can use instant. I like to use high, and where is the page? Okay. So what we are going to do is edit with Elementor, and I'm going to go ahead and edit my presettings. The first thing is I'll hide the title, and I'll make this Elementor full width. I'm going to publish. All right, and the workflow I'm going to show is I'm going to code this out, right? HTML and CSS, and I'm going to actually code all these full pages with HTML and CSS. Very, very quick. Okay, so first of all, I'll build the header first. Okay, so let's go ahead and build the header. So like I can also actually code out the header. So let's just try it out. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and try it out. So I'm going to get my header here. For some reason, I would type or I would build only this. I would build 1, 2, 3, the text, and I'll let AI write HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for this section. Okay, so just watch. So celebrating 70 years of talent. Lifetime student showcase. This is really stressful. And we are going to add our text editor and a bunch of text I don't want to type. So let's go ahead and let AI type for us. So we have this, right? Let me see the layout well. Everything is pushed to the left. So I'm going to add another container here. And I'm going to put this in the container. It's not really necessary, but yes, I want to put this in a container. And I'm going to put align them to start so that they stick to this side of the page. And I'm going to work on this with, okay, I'm going to drag it, make it smaller. Okay, so that like it works well with it. I'm going to check the mobile desktop and I'm going to work on this, make it back to full width. And I'm going to make this center, and let's give some spacing at the top. Before that, let's make it justify center and padding at the top. Okay, this is good. And padding at the down. Okay. Okay, so actually something similar, right? Something similar, different text. So let me check the typography style. So this is how the fonts of page ones look like. They are not any border. So we are going to leave it like that. And I'm going to change this color. So you can go to typography and change the color. Red on, it doesn't work really well. Red on pink. Contrast is not great, but it's okay. It's not the worst. And good graphics. We need date and time next time, so you prepare. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. Okay, so the fun part. This is the fun part. Okay, this is the fun part. The reason why I built this section manually is because I don't want to build the whole thing with AI, because AI sometimes it tends to miss out on the global typography. So I use global typography. Then I build um the small ones, the minimum ones with AI. So just take a full screenshot, right? And I'm going to ask it to build this page. Prefer this than using element kits and all that page builders that they will ask you to buy premium. Okay, code is free. That's why I like to write code. This page. Let's So basically, it understands my workflow for now, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build this page dynamically, right? So usually when you click, yeah, it should work, right? It should respond. This is what I'm trying to do. And to get a page builder to do this for you, you probably have to be using the Pro. Right? But AI can do this for you for free with code. So let's go ahead and let's prepare the page. Once it's writing the code for us, let's go ahead and prepare the page. So I'm going to add my flexbox here. Okay, and I'm going to add my HTML widget. So this is the trick. A lot of people don't know the power of this HTML widget. But you have to understand how to edit this code as well. And that is the catch, but it's no big deal. You go through it all. So just stay with me. Okay. So you're still writing the code for almost 30 seconds. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So you can see it's using my site red, blush, cream, navy, crimson, all my typography. So before you do this, make sure AI or the agent understands your color scheme. Not just use any agent and just be writing code that it will not work well with your scheme. Because if you're working for clients, you can't be using generic fonts in your design. You have to make sure the agent understands your design. So I'm going to copy this since it's done, and let's try it out. You can always come back and work, edit it. Great. So it actually even found images for me, which I don't appreciate because usually I have to edit the code and add my own images. So if you want to add your own images, let's do that because usually it wouldn't add images for me. And I cannot even use these images because I'm waiting for a client in the local terrain, right? So I can't use white images. So what I'm going to do is I'll keep some of the images. I'm not going to change everything, but we achieve what we want to achieve, right? This should work properly. Yeah, so it works perfectly. But I'm going to edit the code a little bit. I'm going to edit this image, and I'm going to edit this image, and probably even the first image. So I'm going to ask AI again to write a prompt to generate this image. Just going to take the prompt and take it to where I want, and I'm going to generate the image and come and insert it. I said I have other windows working for me that I'm not sharing. This is the window I'm sharing on Chrome. I have Firefox using other agents on it to generate images. Right. So you can see it uses exactly colors, right? My brand colors. Okay, and my typography. So if I inspect this page here, you can see it's using crimson text. And what I also added is sort crimson text and the same for the text like paragraphs and yeah, the same plus Jakarta sounds for the paragraphs. So what I did was to inspect my code. If you're with me, I'm going to also build another full website again, starting from scratch. So you can stay with me and see how I got AI to understand my design system. Okay, all my design system, so that I don't have to edit code all the time. It understands everything I'm doing from scratch. So let's check if the image is ready so that we edit the image. The image is not done. So basically, I'm done with this page, right? I can choose to leave the images like that, right? But okay, we'll go ahead and work on it. You touch it a little bit. Okay, so once AI is generating the image, let me go ahead and import my next template. So the next template is, let me check the page yet. Events. The next template is events. So I'm going to add events page here. As usual, add title, Elementor, full width, and you publish. And I'm going to edit and I'm going to add my template. So click on template and add template. I'll drag and drop my template here. And events, I'm going to insert the template. So let me check if the image is done so that we can add the image. So if I want to change, okay, so the template is in now. Let me publish first and let's look on the page. So because I want to change all the images because they don't work with what I'm trying to do. So usually if I want to change everything, I'll just take a full screenshot. So this is how I do my work. This is my workflow. I'll take a full screenshot and ask it to write. The reason why I've decided to change the images because I like what I saw. Okay, so let me show you what I saw. Let me upload the image. And this workflow is a little bit slow because it involves editing code. It involves editing code. Let me show you what I saw. So I'm going to the downloads. Okay, and let me add this image here. And let's understand where that image falls. So this image is Aura Artisan. Oh my god. Aura Artisan with artisanal identification. And it talks about cocoa, right? And the prompt or the image I got from this code is nowhere near cocoa. So it makes sense that I want to change all my images anyway. So what you need to do is to go through the code. This is the first project, right? And let's see, this is what it talks about, right? So you can see, and it says HTML image reference. So you can just go through the code. This is the link. This is where it goes to. It links to the showcase page. Okay. And go through it. It says IMG image source. So this is where you change the image. And to change the image, you need to upload the image first. So this is not drag and drop. Upload the image, copy the image URL, then put your code and paste the image URL, and it fits, right? But you can see there's a gap here. So either you make AI rework on this code or you regenerate your image to fit perfectly. So let me go and regenerate my image and let's try again. So this is basically how you do it with this workflow. So my image is done. I'm going to upload the image again. The Cocoa image will be useful somewhere, but not here. I'm going to copy the link again. Okay, so you can see it still doesn't fit. So when it happens like this, what I do is to write the code again. Right, I'm going to write the code again. So this is how this workflow goes. Okay, so with writing the code, you don't just go and spam the code. You give AI the reference. So I'm going to give it the reference and let it understand why I'm going to write the code again. So once it's writing the code, let's go ahead and edit this page. So this is still some showcase. You can just bring the cocoa image. So the difference is with this, you can just come here. It's HTML widgets, just edit it. Um, just drag and drop, point and kill. Right. But the other one, you can't just point and kill. Okay. So I'm going to close the padding a little bit. I'm going to give it 5. I'm going to publish. I'm going to check if my code is done. Um, yeah, I think it's done. So let's see. And now that it has a reference of this image, it will use this image to fine-tune it. So if it works, you can see it works perfectly and it will work for any image that I'll bring with this size. So now we are going to um, go back to this prompt that we used to generate the other images, and let's just spam image generations and use. Okay, so I'm going to just generate the other images. I have to do some try and error on the size because I didn't indicate the size properly. I did not really get the size well. So the size I'm using is 4 by 3 classic. So going to upload the image here. So I hope you guys are following up. Everything is great. So You don't know if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, just a few minutes to take some questions, all right? Okay, so let's go ahead and let's edit. So this is like premium design. You will love what you get, but it takes time. It takes time. It takes fine tuning. So let's go and search project two, and let's change the image for project two. Okay, so you literally get what you ordered, right? But it takes a little bit of time. I will probably not touch this because this has done nothing wrong. It has done nothing wrong. So let it be. And that is the image there. So we move on to the image four, and let's get image four. The one I said I wouldn't touch. Sorry, I'm going to touch it because the image I'm getting from the image generation model is superb and I can let it go. So I'm going to work on it. So let's see what I'm talking about. It's brilliant. It's brilliant for the timeline. I mean the storyline, and I have to use it. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So pretty, right? Artistic. Okay, so let's go ahead and check the other images. All right, so if you miss this session, it will be recorded, it will be saved, so you can rewatch it and understand every detail of what is going on. Can't believe this. Control F5 to hard refresh. Okay, so let's go ahead and change the image for. Be mindful of this workflow, although it's very sweet. Sometimes it can be tricky and it can give you a lot of repetitive work because imagine you have to always come through to manually edit this. It's worth it, but it's going to really take a lot of time. Oh, shit. I'm getting white people in one of the images and I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to write the prompt again. So I need alumni images, and I'm sorry, I cannot generate this image. So let me see if I can get some from the website or Facebook. Okay, so I'm just going to work with this image. I mean, this is like too big for the design style. So, or either I also change this image to fit or to like make it make sense like that. So let me find something that might work with it. Before that, let me just go ahead and work on this final piece. Let's get the image. So I'm going to copy this image and I'm going to change for image format. Actually, image 5. Go to the code, go to the code, it's a source and paste this image here. Okay, good. So we are done. It took a while because it's worth it. So this is what we got finally. Right? And this is what we're trying to create. This is what we're trying to create. And this is the end results. So sometimes I go deep into prompting him not to add background because I'm going to give him my own background and all that. I mean, that is also something you can do. But yeah, for now, let's stick with this. So let's go through with the normal workflow. Let's go ahead and upload some images here. This is public exhibition. So let's find image that depicts public exhibition. And this will work better. Okay, so this is better. And making a creative workshop. Okay, making with type creative workshop. Okay, so it says apply session for. Okay, register interest. And this talks about workshop. So let's find a workshop image and paste it. Think out. I like this cocoa image. If I don't use this, I think something will happen to me. So let me use this image here. And let's find another image. This looks better. Having a problem with the sizes because if not, I would have to generate each image one after the other. Right, so if you are here, kindly like this video, kindly share this video. How many hours have we? Let me see. Okay, 1 hour plus, right? So I think happy you guys are still around. Hopefully you are enjoying this video. You are learning a lot from this video. So to match this, I'm just going to change this image out. Let's find something that will work well. Okay, so this works, right? Um, so I think I'm somehow done with this page. Interesting. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages now. 6 pages. Okay. So let's add the 6 pages to the menu. Let's go to menu and add it to our menu. We're going to add event. I'm seeing this about. I don't know where this about is from. Why am I seeing double about pages? Interesting. Okay, this has no parent. And what kind of about page is this? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do to find the difference is to probably use about us and see at this point I'll find who is the fake one. So because this is the real one. And let's go back and see which one is the fake about page. Let's just get rid of it. Okay, so about us is here and it still says about us. This is unbelievable. So let me go ahead and view this page. And it says about us double pages here. And they all go to the same page. Interesting. So I just have to delete one. So that means any of these can go. Let's go ahead and save the menu. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the page. And one thing about this workflow is you don't need to work on mobile versions. It's automatic, bro. It works all the time. Programs. I just did a showcase, right? And instantly, this is lacking a little bit, which I can write code to work on it. But you can see, for the most part, it works. So let's go to Stitch and let's go ahead and design our next page. So I'm going to save. What I do is I'm going to download this page. And I'm going to paste it here. I'm actually going to rename it first. So let me see what page is it. Alumni page. We just joined alumni. Actually designing a website, 10 pages website live. Okay, 10 pages website live. Different kind of workflows that we are using here. So I'm going to go ahead and create the contact page next because this is also something very interesting. No AI can write a contact page properly for you. Okay, you need to do it yourself, especially when it comes to this bad boy here, the form. Okay, there's a reason why WordPress has form plugins, a lot of form plugins. There's a good reason why. So let's go ahead and create that bad boy forms. I'm going to use Fluent form. Okay, there's short forms here. I think I saved short forms to reuse it. And if I do that, that means I'm not going to create any form from scratch. What short forms has is, let me show you. Okay, let me go to the pages. When I got this starter template, there was a form in it and I trashed it. So this is the form. It's on this page. So if I want to use this form, it's just one click. All I need is to copy the short code. copy the shortcode and use it probably. So let's try. Let's try. Okay, but I'm surely going to build a form again, and I'm going to use fluent form, not short forms. So let's see about that page. Simple looks like, oh, I don't need the services. I just copied your shortcode and you are sending me prompts. So let's just go straight to the point and get the form before we even work on the page. So let me just create a form and get a shortcode. There's an element or a widget called shortcode. So let me try it here. And you can see the form is here. This is the form. So if I do this, then I don't need to create the form anymore. All I need is to probably do it well. I'm going to add something here, put this container inside. And what I want to do, let me just put this container here. It doesn't work. Let me put it inside from this section, duplicate this one. And I'm having two columns, right? I want two columns. So I'm just going to delete this one and put what I want here. I can put a map or I can put information. I didn't mean to delete it totally. Just wanted to delete the form. So I can put a map here. Okay. So we are done with the form. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear? But I want to build a form. And I actually like this form. Actually like this form. But what I'm going to do is just show you how to add your form personally. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get Fluent form. Or let's say short forms, right? We are using short forms. They are all form builders anyway. So you get a simple form, add new form. So they are saying I can just write, but okay, let's say contact form. Let's use their AI a little bit. Let's generate a contact form. It's going to build as a form. So when it builds a form, it will give us a short code. And all you need is to copy the short code and we use it as added. Okay, that is all you need to do to build a form. Taking a while. It's taking a while. Let's work on something else. Okay, so we got our form. It's a bit lengthy. So let's say this is our form. All we need is to publish. If you publish it, you can use it. If you draft it, it is drafted anyway. That's the rest I guess to draft it. So this is the key. This is what you need. Short code. And I'm going to copy the short code and replace the short code with the one on the right page, not this wrong page. So all I need is clean this one, okay? I'm going to change the shortcode. And now you can see we have our form embedded here. So let's give it some spacing. So trying to give you some spacing and it wouldn't work. I have to edit the form itself. Okay. So this form looks really, really, really bad. I need to do a lot to edit it to make it look good, which I'm not willing to go through the stress to do it. Okay. Because I don't need to. Okay. If I insist I still want to use it, I can just go ahead and get the background that it wants. Okay, so let's say let's try and change the backgrounds. Okay, if it insists that we should use it, we can find a way to use it and still save our time because time is precious. Okay, time is so so precious. And let's go ahead and see what we have here. So yeah, we can still use it anyway. And I need to get rid of this. Okay, so first thing first, let's go ahead and hide the page title. And let's change to Elementor full width. Elementor full width, that is something default that I use. It helps you avoid a lot of bugs sometimes. I'm not saying it's mandatory. Okay, so after getting the forms, let's build the page a little bit. Let's get details and H1 for SEO. We are just doing page building. I'm not even talking about any for SEO purposes. So it says let's connect. Let's connect. I'm not going to type on this. You know me by now. Okay, so we can just close this form page right. So we just created a form. Okay, and I'm maybe stuck. This is really bad user experience. You've locked me in your app. I don't even know how to get out of your app. How do you even do this? Right? Come on, Jesus Christ. See where they landed me. Oh, okay, so I'm out. So the next thing is to continue building our page. I'm going to copy this. And I like the design that I saw there, so I'm gonna try and replicate it. If I say the design that I saw, I mean this, okay? This, and I'm gonna change this one. Okay, and I'm gonna add this here, and I'm gonna add this here, and I'm going to add this here, just in this second, and I'm going to add this 80 and 100. Too much, too much. But I want you to see the forms immediately. So I'm going to probably reduce this to 80 here and 40 here. And I'm going to, I think it's too much. For some reason, I thought I would like it, but okay. So what I'm going to do is try and make this form overlap. So I'm going to drag it to the top, right? Okay, not so cool, but it's fine. And this form is very long, so I'm going to make sure I add some text. So we, so I'm going to add some descriptive text here, and I'm going to write code for that. Okay, I'm going to drag HTML elements. So what I'm going to do is do some magic, take a screenshot, okay, and find my AI agents, and I'm going to build this. Okay, this is like the master class. Everything is inside. Okay, in BR1. So we are going to build this with code instead of dragging and dropping stuff. And it's faster when it comes to elements like this that you don't need to, in some way, you don't need to add pictures. It's much faster. Okay, so I'm going to drag this. I don't like the fact that it's hanging over here. Um, okay. Looks messy, but you manage it. So it looks messy. It's obviously gonna mess up here. So let me just go ahead and stretch this beautifully, right? And okay. So one thing is I can allow the design to stay on on desktop and change it on tablet and on phone. Okay. So yes. And on phone, best practice. The form should come first. So let's make sure the form container comes first. So this is the form container. Let's take it to the top. And yeah, it's at the top. Let's publish. And let's check if our code is ready. Okay, the code is ready. So I'm lost. This will work. This will work. At least not today. So let's try and add HTML. Okay, if you have time, you can explore, check it, let it work. But that's not what we got. We don't have time. So let's go ahead and continue building. Let me add some padding at the top. Click on publish. And there's something going on here which we are going to fix later on. We're going to fix obviously. So let's keep building. Don't worry. Okay. The style, this um the the templates really has a lot of spacing. because it's crazy how wide the spaces are, and I need to move mountains to get this to tighten up. That is crazy. It's a lot of work. But I almost forgot to use the right location as well. So to change location on a map, all you need is click on the map. We are not we are not building for someone in London, right? So let's go and find the right location. Let's search for the school, right? TTU. Let's make sure it's a Google search so that we have access to Google Map. Okay. So make sure you navigate to the Google Map. Don't copy this. This is not what you need to copy. You don't need a link to Google Map. You need a link to the address itself. So for some reason, Google is taking forever to load. So I'm going to share, click on share, and click on copy link. When you copy the link, we're going to paste the link here. Now we have our destination on the map. Okay. You can zoom out. You can also zoom in and you publish. So we can also add this. We can add this. So let's go ahead and add this one, this card here. 7 pages. I'm going to import my next page, which is the alumni page. It has been built already, so I'm going to import it. So I'm just going to, if you've been with me, I've built like 5 pages straight. So I'm sure right now you know how to build pages, right? So for me, here and you cannot build a page from scratch. Right? We've built, if not for anything, I think we built this page from scratch, right? Like scratch, everything from scratch. So that is good. Make sure you like this video. So we are going to make sure we clean this here, and we are going to add Elementor full width. We're going to publish the page. if you are using UAE to um that is Michael, right? Michael, if you are using UAE, right, to build a footer and header, um, you'd have to create a mobile version and a desktop version separately. So I'm going to upload my design here. So give me a minute. So I'm going to add an image here. Usually, I can't believe this is an alumni page. Okay, so let me go ahead and find images to fit this page. I'm going to add this page here because I want to add this image actually, not page. So let me see what can I work with. Okay, I can work with them. Let's close up. Let's publish. And creative direction, brand communication, illustration, and visual storytelling. Creative practice beyond studio. Let's find an image for this section. Okay. Fortunately, I have to generate image for this. So I was 2 years old when I realized you can actually navigate on WordPress with the layers. That's crazy. There's always something new to learn. That is why you always have to learn. That is why you never stop learning. So I'm going to generate the image and I'll get back to you. All right. So at this point, I don't even need to write a prompt. It knows this is what I mean. This is what I want from it. We're getting our image generated, and we're back after a short commercial break. Hydration break is over. Yeah, we took hydration break. We are back. So let's go ahead and let me show you what I got from the image generation model. I'm using GPT. So if you're using any GPT model, if GPT and Claude is like Apple and Samsung or Apple and Android, I'm a GPT person from day one, right? Because it's way cheaper, and to me it does a job, right? But I don't you don't also underestimate Claude because I use Claude sometimes, and it's also insane. So it's insane, but if I have to choose one, okay, if I have to choose one, I'll go with Chat GPT or OpenAI. Okay, but I use both when necessary. But the thing is, if I have to choose one, okay, one lifetime subscription, and I'm asked to use just one only. Yeah, I'll go with OpenAI GPT because literally can do a lot of it. If you're a cloud guy, that's fine. So I don't know if you are aware that you can connect Cloud to WordPress also. Okay, and that is also overpowered, that is really overpowered. I'm sure a lot of you, I have a video on that, so you can check it out. You can connect Cloud to WordPress, and you will love it, right? It's really good what it can do for you. You're going to use an MCP server, I don't know configuration, but it's worth it. So let me check. 191. If you don't understand anything, please comment section is yours. Okay, let me know. Tell me your mind. No question is too immature. Let me know. Just tell me, ask me any question. I'm going to answer you. This is cool working. So I hope you're following me or you're practicing. Okay. If you're not doing the same thing, be doing yours also. This is cool working. So I know some of you are also by now building your pages. Chris, I know you are here. You're supposed to be building your pages, so I hope you are building your page while following this workflow. Right. So something that I do also, instead of taking screenshots, because screenshots is for pixels, they are images, they are very heavy. I can just copy like, everything, right? This one I want to work on. I'm going to copy this. It works the same. It's lightweight. So whilst we are doing this alumni page, it- we are going to build one more page, which is the showcase. Okay. I don't know how many pages do I have here. One, two, three, five, six, seven, eight, 10. Wow. Interesting. So, um, this is what I wanted, but that's not what I got. Absolutely, that's not what I got. So, I'm going to build this page. Now it's AI. I'm going to build this full page. Okay. Yes. So, I'm going to build this full page, news and updates. Ditto. Okay. So, that is the next challenge. So, let's complete this. And the next page, you are building it head to toe fully. You can decide to come and copy containers. Okay, at least we'll try and build it fully. Cool graphics. Cool graphics. I see you. You're steady. 196. 196. Yeah, actually, like when you start designing, it's crazy. You will be shocked because you have a lot of options. You don't know what to choose, and you will still be wondering why you've not done like a simple 1 plus 1. But the moment you go over it and you get going, everything will be following up. Trust me. Just just try and put something together. You can even come back and edit it if you don't like it, but just put something together. Like just build it. Find inspiration, build it. Later you can come and fix it. But if you don't start, you'll be struggling to like continue with the work. So that is like one piece of advice to anyone trying to build and trying to like perfect it. Just go ahead and build first and perfect it later. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. I needed this. Okay, so one thing is the pages are linked. If you are monitoring, I usually don't work on my links. It's been linked. Okay, most of the pages have been linked already. Most of the pages have been linked. So you can see this goes to event, this goes to programs, this goes to showcase, gallery, and I've not even done my gallery page yet, but it's been linked. This takes a lot of work, but we are going to see it through. Since we are done, let's go and hard code or hard build the page. Okay, so this alumni page is done. I promise to build this page. It's a little bit complex, right? Yes, I promise to build this, so let's deliver. Before that, let's deliver. Before I wanted to generate an image, but let's go ahead and build a page first. Then we can generate images later. So I'm going to exit to WordPress and Chris, I hope you are here. Um, let's add a page, right? Eight pages so far. So this page is what news and updates. So let's go ahead add news. Publish. And this is what we are trying to do. This is the official reference. So let's start off. Okay. Heading. Let's duplicate heading. Okay, so let's make this H5, H6, something like that. And okay, reflecting whatever. I'm going to copy. Okay. I mean, I'm not lazy. This is how I can build faster. So what is the use of AI if you don't use it? Anyway, if you are thinking, don't think like that. Okay, let's go ahead and build a page. and utilize AI. So I just added a background. So when you go to advanced, okay, when you go to advanced, I'm working on this container and layout and minimum height and background overlay. So still, we are still working on the background. We can work on the position center. We can add some no repeat. We can add some text so that you get this effect, right? Okay. And we can add some cover to like stretch it very well. Cover. Okay. Even this doesn't cover. So you can decide not to use cover. Okay. Reference. Reference as always. So if you don't want to use cover, definitely have to make sure the weight is fixed and you work on the image. Okay. You work on the image. I mean, as how you want it. So let's move on. Let's go ahead and give it a background value. So I'm going to use the gradient, the background type. I don't want to use color. I'll use where I'm not. Why am I not able to clean this? Please don't glitch on me, please. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let me publish and refresh. I don't know why it's glitching.